Megastar Angel Blue, and you're watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome back to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. It is that guy, Tommy. With me, as always, of course, is JC.
Hey, everybody.
And as always, my partner in crime, many crimes, Big Mike.
What's up, guys? Big Mike here, 2024. I'm just going to say hello. How's it going?
Okay, dang it. I was hoping you'd have something.
Am I an accomplice of something? Many crimes? What the
Okay,
hell's
JC,
going
the
on?
less questions you ask, the less liable you'll
Look, I mean, I didn't want to tell you this. It's awkward, but we've spent a lot of time together. We've been to a lot of wrestling shows. We've done a lot of interviews. There's some things we just can't share with you.
So basically, if Hybrid asks, where is this missing item, you don't know anything about it, you've never heard anything about it, and you've never seen me and Mike driving away from the school. Simple as that.
I was going to ask how New Year's Eve was, but I don't know what the fuck you guys did, so I'm just not going to bother
Well,
with
it wasn't
that.
on New Year's Eve.
Look.
Just
First
saying.
of all, that's neither here nor there. That's not all what we're talking about today, okay?
Okay. All right.
But remember, JC, when we were at Collision, I scissored you, so don't feel too bad.
That's true.
God,
It's true.
this little thing. God. Anyway, our Twitter account or X, whatever it's called, is CCG_WrestleCast. That's way high above me up there. You also can find us on Instagram. You can find us all over social media. So, yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So, I'm at the helm. You know what that means? It's the most wonderful time of the year, my friends. It's Wrestle Kingdom time. Happy New Year to Jason and Burns. You guys already.
What's up, guys? Already in the chat.
What's up, guys?
Never fails to always be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are going to be talking about Wrestle Kingdom. We're also going to discuss or recap rather Worlds End, and we will preview as well BOW New Outlaw Order happening this Saturday. I will be there. It's going to be awesome. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, so do I need to pull out Money in the Bank later in the year to take over a show like we did a couple years ago?
I still got PTSD from that, dude. Seriously.
I won't hit you. Well, I can't literally hit you because we're here.
I know.
Well, I mean, you say that, but then next thing you know,
do it. It's what you'll do.
Jay comes in from behind.
Don't give my kids any ideas. I swear to God.
That's why I'm saying it on here.
For those wondering what we're talking about, go back to I don't know what episode it was when we previewed WWE Evolution. Remember that all-women show?
It was. What year was that? 2018.
That was 2018.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah, and my wife took over as the host in the most wrestling way possible.
She cashed in.
She cashed in just for a show. Yeah. Well,
this is back when we were all in the same room.
Yes.
So she literally
2018, whatever Evolution was. I remember.
I was both impressed and terrified.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So.
But I mean, that's
the bloopers from that were hilarious too.
The bloopers of that were fantastic. Oh my God, number of times it took us to get that right. So let's start off with wrestling news. Just one item that's of particular note: Kevin Dunn leaving WWE.
And everyone's happy that Bucky's
and the world let out a collective sigh of relief.
Yeah.
The best tweet I saw about it was they're going to start off Monday with a 21 cut salute to Kevin Dunn.
Wow.
I was like, and that was going to be 21 cuts in like 2 seconds.
Oh, man.
Yo, that's just funny.
It is.
I feel like I haven't seen one person sad about this in everything I've seen on social media.
You know, I've seen stuff that he's been there since about WrestleMania 1 or something. He's been there a long time, and that's what it is. He was a McMahon guy.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of was allowed to do whatever he wanted, basically. And you know, I think most people feel like, as much as he's done there, and you know, I guess he's responsible for a lot of good things. It was time to move on for a while. Because sometimes those camera cuts and the things I was like, it's out of control.
I remember someone actually posted how many cuts he did, and I was like, that's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just that, but I mean, some of the reports about him coming out saying so and so's not attractive enough, or needs to lose weight, or this that. Just,
Oh yeah.
couldn't stand to hear that shit. You look as ugly as that motherfucker does, and you're sitting there criticizing people's looks. No, sorry.
You said it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
I'm not hosting. I'm kind of like off the rails right now.
Yeah.
I noticed it.
Yes.
What you do New Year's Eve?
Drink and fireworks. So great combination, actually.
Oh, dude, man, it got crazy in our neighborhood. There was like a bonfire down the street. We were like, what? Our joke is we're going to see them on an episode of Snaps in a few years. Anyway, so Kevin Dunn's leaving. There's no real, big loss there.
Tommy, your audio got a little faint. I don't know if it's.
It did?
Yeah.
Let me see if my microphone settings changed, because I noticed it's been doing that.
You're sounding better now.
Sounding better now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, actually, no, it did change. I just fixed it.
Now you sound a lot clearer.
It does it by accident. It does it on its own. I don't know how that happened.
It's the house.
It's the AI, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the AI, Tommy. God, I hope that's not.
Yeah, Jason, I agree with that too. That's
Yeah, that was like they're just.
I don't. Okay. So since we're on that subject with that, I haven't understood this for years, because did Eddie Guerrero, or did he not have like a distinct accent every time he talked? Yeah, he played it up sometimes, but it was there.
Yeah, he did, but they used that as like the whole Mexican stereotype. They always kind of did that with Eddie,
Yeah, that's true too.
But Eddie would take whatever and just make it his own. And I mean, granted,
Damn it,
oh
Doc.
boy,
I didn't
already coming for you.
Damn
Here we
it, Doc.
go.
I didn't even know you were watching. You know what happened? I posted stuff too early, and she's still awake. That's what happened.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's just it makes you wonder about like when they did the whole Japanese dub to all the Asian wrestlers, like what, you just didn't stand their accent or what? It's just I don't
No, we just thought that was still like funny comedy from other days.
That's what it is.
But like you said, JC, it's been a ton of stuff with him, so it's like it's really not a loss of him being gone. It's probably long past time now. But you know what? Let's look on the bright side. Now he can go do a podcast and complain about every single thing that happens in wrestling today, to the point where he's universally hated even more so. Like his other constituents, Vince Russo and Jim Cornette. So
Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff is more just
So if
generally
the three of
disliked.
those guys do one together, we'll just call them the Asshole Trio. Oh my God! Can anyone even understand him though?
I don't know.
When he was in the Longest Yard, they had to subtitle what he was saying too. Do you think remember that? So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So there's that. Another kind of news, I guess. The Rock coming back. I guess does that qualify?
For a lot of people, I don't think any of us are really all that.
I'm interested, but I can almost guarantee he's not going to win. And
Wow.
God, Doc. God.
That's
I
funny.
wasn't going to bring that up
That's
because I know you
funny.
are Hindu, and I wasn't going to bring that up. What his jaw did. Wow. She could have just said what he said, but she said what his jaw did.
That's great.
Anyway, hey, but let's talk about the bigger return, Jinder Mahal. That's what we should be talking about,
Look, my interest in it is this. Somebody posted up something on Facebook I saw. If Roman Reigns versus The Rock is this, how mad would you be? And they put a video of the famed finger poke of doom, the Kevin Nash Hogan thing. And my thought was, I would laugh because that's just funny. If they just troll everybody that the whole head of the table thing is going to be that. So
You want to piss people off?
just do it.
Like,
I mean, you could. It would be fantastic.
That would be a Vince McMahon thing. That would just say that.
It would.
So, yeah.
know a guy named Kevin Dunn worked at Radio in Austin.
That's
always funny when people have the same name as other celebrities. And
that's probably one of the best comments so far of the year right there. That's my brother. That's great. So
damn it, Doc.
Anyway.
But no, One other small piece of information, because it is confirmed, Andrade El Idolo's contract with AEW is up.
Okay.
And he's leaving. He did post
he did post a tweet saying he is leaving, but he posted. Okay, I love it when wrestlers do this because it really does kind of shoot the internet in the foot, and I love it because he posted a very, very respectful post to AEW, thanking them for their time and appreciating everything. I just like that. It was a very classy move of his because again, it's also pro wrestling. You never know when he'll jump back and forth, and he might do that, and he might even resign. We don't know. We don't know. Or hell, he could show up on SmackDown and beat up.
Well, Zelina Vega also tweeted, "I have a secret," or "I know a secret," or something like that.
I'm good with that too.
With like the LWO Civil War going on, there's a lot of speculation he comes in to help Ray's side. So we'll see.
But with the Rumble around the corner too, you're going to get a lot of people wondering, "Was he going to appear here, there, whatever?" So,
and there's also quite a few free agents out and about. With a lot of speculation. So
well, I will say this: for everyone super excited, oh yeah, Andrade, he's going to come back, blah blah blah. Just keep in mind the same company you want him back to released about 18 other people about 3 months ago. So I mean, I'm happy if he's back, but again, like I always say, don't expect him to thrust him into the main event picture where you want him to be.
That's the thing that like I mentioned before keeps going back and forth like a pendulum. Is each company starts signing people and then they get bloated. They don't have enough room for everybody. Remember how many of those people got, released from WWE, not just this last one, before the ones that are coming back, for similar reasons. So, we'll see what happens. Good luck to them and they get their contracts they want to go. That's good, but it's going to keep going back and forth, I think, for a while. That's good for wrestling.
It is.
Yep.
Everyone can still get paid.
Yes.
Sorry, real quickly on the Roman versus Rock thing. Tina was doing some research on it. She's seeming to think that they're going to be pushing that for Elimination Chamber in Australia. As the main event of that event.
Okay,
so,
I was going to say that's a weird, but no, in Australia that makes more sense.
Yeah,
because that's like closer to that side of where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, any other wrestling news, guys, that you can think of, or
just Patrick Clark's message? I don't know if you guys. I mean, Mike, you shared it.
I didn't.
Anyways,
watch it.
Let's go on.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. So.
Yeah. There was one more thing. Apparently, MJF's shoulder is legitimately injured.
Yeah.
What I heard is he's not sure if they're going to do surgery or rehab. So that's up.
So they do think he'll be out for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think still most people still assume he's in AEW, but I'm sure they'll play it up a bit. So
yeah, who knows what'll happen? I am interested in Dynamite on Wednesday. I can't lie. So I believe that's all for wrestling news. Let's move on to upcoming local events because those are always awesome.
Yes.
Starting off with this coming Saturday, Branded Outlaw Wrestling. January 6th, Lindsay Snow will be there. Jordan Grace, Fly Def. Drew Dredd is coming is back.
Two of our recent interviewees, I believe.
East Day, Boss Baines,
nice.
Chandler Hopkins will be there. It's a stacked card. I've been trying to hopefully we get a pretty good crowd because it's a stacked card. I've already told people that I'm about to go broke at Lindsay Snow's merch table because I'm a huge fan. January 19th, Hybrid Experience. Always a good show. And January 20th, the following day, River City Wrestling, the Rumble Royale. Seating tickets are already sold out. There is only standing room left.
Yeah.
Which
unfortunately means for me, probably not going because there is no way my kids are going to stand for an entire wrestling show. So probably going to be picking that one up on Title Match Network to watch that.
I mean, JC, it's you. If we tell Brandon, he might be able to make an exception for y'all. He knows y'all. So.
We'll see. I don't know if he can fit seats anymore.
He's like, JC, stay outside. Your kids can come sit down. I'll get them a chair.
Yeah, that's what he'll probably do, knowing Brandon. I love you, Brandon. Congrats, by the way, on selling all those seats. That's pretty awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah, but also, because they're bringing it, they've got two legitimate Rumbles going, a men's and a women's themselves, and they're bringing in some people, man, for both.
When we get to it in a couple weeks, man, the names that they have are ridiculous. Like, he deserved to sell this show out. A little side note, I did say, what's up, Terry Hollywood in the building?
Terry?
I did say on one of the groups that it's probably gonna be one of the best shows in San Antonio / Texas history. Happy New Year, Terry, good brother.
Yeah.
And Brian immediately said, "Careful, politics." I'm like, I don't care. Anyway, Mission Pro February 10th, and then River City Wrestling again February 25th, and that is all the local shows.
And technically, because since a couple of us are going, don't forget February 4th is the Ultimate Women's Wrestling.
That's true.
Show that's coming in here too.
Oh, interesting.
I know a few people are making it to that. They have some decent names on that. So
yeah, because Alicia Fox is going. I can finally meet Alicia Fox. Melina, I can finally meet as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, and that they're really playing that up. Apparently, it's going to be like they're really playing that.
I don't know if I'm going to stay for the country concert or whatever it is afterwards. We'll see.
I you know what? Since I'm such a non like I don't know going out places person if it's not wrestling related, I might stick around for that just because I just might want to see how it looks. And I might stick around for that. And plus I don't think I'm working that following Monday, so I may be able to take off for that. Doc, they crazy, yeah. And Jason, yeah, it'll be great to see Rebel again. She hasn't been back in RCW in a good while, 4 years, I think someone said. So yeah, she's always been super cool whenever she was down here. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's giving side seats for that. For Ultimate Women's Wrestling, I already got mine. I bought mine a while ago. Jasmine will respond.
She probably won't.
She'll respond. She'll respond when she sees him at the next show. That's when she'll respond. And yeah, it's got to be in person, knowing Jasmine. So.
Oh my God, I hope that actually happens. That'll be so fantastic.
Now, Steady, if you want to see her respond, you can buy a cameo, send her that video, and then maybe she'll, respond. Just throwing that idea out there. So
I'm actually all for that idea.
I'm sure she would be too if we just keep buying cameos from her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Terry just said it in the chat.
Yes.
Now February this coming Saturday is Hollywood's last announcing job for Brandon Outlaw, but Hybrid on the 19th, guys. It is I won't say the end of the line because that sounds a little bit too fatalistic. It'll be the last ride in Hollywood. Terry, he is hanging up the microphone, as I said in a preview video I did earlier for the Brandon Outlaw show on the other channel. Anyway,
and Tommy's taking over. What?
I believe it.
That's I will say that's been discussed, and I will say I'll tell you what I told everyone. That is up to the promoter. I when I go to BLW, I do what I am asked. It's like because I'm not trying to make myself a bigger deal than I am. If I have to just keep running the camera, I will keep running the camera. If I get to if I become a ring announcer, cool, I'm a ring announcer. I'm just happy to do whatever it helps because Branded Outlaw Wrestling is just a fun promotion. I just thoroughly enjoy it.
I mean, do you have to ask them? Yeah, I know.
Damn it, dog. Damn it. Why are you awake?
Terry already setting up the comeback. Look at that. Always working.
That's right.
So wait, so a big deal like damn it, Doc.
Anyways, I'm so glad you're able to host your own roast tonight, Tom.
Yeah, seriously, it's like Angel Blues all over again.
I promise you.
No, damn it, Ted! What the hell? What did I do?
That's what I was going to bring up. Would the promoters actually want the exchange of Tommy announcing but not being loud at ringside?
Look, I have actually been to a show where Tommy did ring announce, and it was at RCW, and this was back in the old Hope of Glory church. And I will say this: I remember, I think it was Ray or Brandon handed you the microphone because you got to do one of those like guest run the match or whatever, and their eyes lit up like, "Damn, this is pretty good." So it was just like, yeah. So Tommy can do it. He's
what's
very
funny?
professional. So
because when that happened, damn it, Ted. When that happened, I talked to what I was supposed to say backstage and everything. I was like, all right, cool. So I purposely didn't look at anyone because I didn't want to know how their face was going to look. So I just went out there and did it. So now that I know they did that makes me feel better.
They were very impressed. Yeah,
what?
They're very impressed.
What?
So.
Pyro? I didn't. Okay, this is a weird night.
No, I'm bringing poppers for Tommy if I need to. Yeah.
Oh God, do you remember we used to bring those to all the shows?
I'd like to take them to Mission Pro, but I don't know how they reacted to Salvation Army for those. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember those now. What were we even talking about? Oh yeah, Terry.
Terry.
Well, his one comment where he said until he gets promoted, he makes his own schedule. Okay, so now even if I do get the job, like I'll be talking, the music will hit, and he'll just run in, like give me a stunner, and I'll just roll out of the ring. So,
Look, if he stuns you before he stuns Vance Jackson, then that's on
you know
Terry.
what? I would be offended if he hits Vance Jackson before he hits me. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That isn't
That's
fair.
what everyone wants. What are you talking about? Everyone wants him to hit Vance before you.
That's true. Maybe Terry, that's how you should go out. Attack Vance. That's what the world needs.
That's what we'd all see, but we would love.
Hmm?
So, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
So that's all for local events, correct?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So recap AEW Worlds End. So guys, initial thoughts on the show, best moments, best matches. What are you guys thinking?
Well, I don't know. First of all, did any of us actually see the whole thing or any?
I have not yet. Oh yeah.
Highlights for me, but just
same
from
here.
what I've seen of how it's been booked. First of all, props to, and I know because there's a lot of reports coming out now. Obviously, that story had come out about Kylie Ray and allegedly the issue with Chris Jericho. And now that stuff is being like retracted without some proper reporting. It's not a good look for wrestling journalists at all.
Nope.
And obviously AEW didn't make any sort of comment on it. Jericho still went out there, still performed. Fans, from what I've heard, are still behind everything.
It's like
stories come out.
He's
Yeah.
getting some chants opposed to him as well, though.
You're gonna get that as well, obviously. But it's still a great showing there. Him, Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin won that match. I thoroughly enjoy how AEW's first ever cash in took place.
You're one of the few because I enjoyed it too, but you and I are I think of like two of the few who enjoyed it.
I just thought it was hilarious. You just here comes Kill Switch or Luchasaurus, whatever. Here's case, no, sign it over to me. It's just like, wow.
I was like mad in a kayfabe sense because
Yes.
I was like, "Damn you, Christian!"
Yeah, that's how it was.
Which, so it was because it was good. I grant you
Yes.
that. But I was mad and I was like, "God damn it! Like really? Oh, he's gonna get away with it." But yeah. It was.
Yeah.
And for you, everyone in the chat, if you guys watched it all, give us your thoughts as well. Let us know what you think in the comments as well.
Oh my God.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Of course, a best moment for me because if you know me, you know I'm a diehard Eddie Kingston fan. To see him have 3 belts, like Kawada or so many guys before him, it was fantastic to see. Plus, I heard the match with Moxley. I was concerned about it was a banger. It's well, duh, it's Moxley and Kingston. How could it not be? Someone put like the Ace versus the King, and I liked how they put that. That's true. So there's that. Terry, that's good. That's good. That's very true. Ultimate just got opportune. God, it just makes it so much easier to hate Christian. That's all.
Yeah. I heard it was a pretty decent match, but Tony Storm in the scrum talking about.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tony. I hope you don't get mad at me for saying this, but there's a free agent out there with money written all over her name. Wendy Richter, I'm gonna F you. I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah. So here's something real funny about that. I was watching a clip of Tony Storm, and my sister walked by and said, "Who's that?" And she watched her for she had no idea who Tony Storm was prior to this clip, right? And it was the Dynamite before World's End.
Yeah.
She watched 5 seconds of that clip and said, "I like her." That's all. That's how good. Yeah, I told her the whole story, and she said, "I like her more." So
yeah.
And Jason, it did suck that Keith Lee couldn't compete.
Yeah.
I also heard that a lot of people felt that match should have turned into a little more of a squash, and that Dustin kind of got a big comeback. And I kind of agree for Swerve's character. I can't get mad at Dustin having a good match because it's Dustin.
Yeah.
But I think it also might have been good for Swerve, who's the role he's on right now, to kind of decimate Dustin Rhodes in a kind of evil way. but I think it still works out in the end.
Yeah.
But and the funny part about that is because I'm always thinking, yeah, but did he want to, or did he was like, I get to wrestle Dustin? No, I'll take that too. That's like, no, I want that match.
Dustin's like, let's go home. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 10 more minutes. Okay.
Yeah, Doc, damn.
Wow.
And also Terry's comment, yeah, it'll.
We're having an
Simple.
LCT match.
No, I was
Full
gonna
Metal
say a
Mayhem. Damn, we
CLT.
can't use that one either.
Chairs, ladders, tables. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
go in reverse order. I mean, they're simple enough, right? So
True.
Yeah.
Unless they had like what TLCK and add kendo sticks to it, but I don't know. So I don't know. I'm just
You can't add
making
stairs to it. They did that too one year.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true. That's true. Yeah. Anything else stand out for you guys?
The final reveal, the main event, and that was it was a hell of a long-term booking story. Somebody posted like a TikTok, a good TikTok, like the signs were always there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With Adam Cole being the devil, the Kingdom being the basically his henchman.
Right.
Very well executed, and
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome to watch. And,
Again, again, be careful of having that positive kind of feelings towards it, because again, we're the minority on that, because I think everyone wanted to swerve, and I'm like, but if you
Well, Swerve was already doing other things that night.
thank you.
Oh.
yeah, nailed it.
But my thing, and by the way, Doc, yes, I know why you said it. But my thing is with some storylines, Terry, I picked the Kingdom. Actually, he did. I remember him. I remember him saying that like weeks ago, that the Kingdom was at least involved. I remember saying that. But I feel like this storyline is just it was what it was. Some and let's keep in mind, there have been times that the storylines have swerved us, and they did not work out at all. I mean, I know It's Me, Austin is a great moment as far as like a soundbite and everything in wrestling, but in terms of the actual story they were telling, that one sucked.
The only thing the reason it's not crapped on more is because of what he got into later with Austin as the evil leader of the company.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that is crap.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time going, the what?
Yeah. So Adam Cole being the devil, it honestly didn't bug me at all. I legitimately was happy with the story and how it played out.
From the moment that the devil character came in, I thought it was going to be him.
Yeah.
I think things got maybe delayed a bit because of his injury.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I think the story, because he loses to him at All In. I think he was going to deal with that for a while. Then he got injured. Like, was it after All In or after All Out? Like that week after.
It was after all, because it was Grand Slam when Joe he was
right.
When
I think the plan was for it to always take place at World's End, and honestly, with Cole being injured, it's like he could still be that leader on the side. Like he's got that charisma to do it. I think they still wanted this was the timeline.
I think they had a different story in mind with them being involved more, but I still think it makes the most sense for it to be Adam. Like that was the story that was told with their friendship the whole time.
Yeah. I'm surprised the joke.
I saw people saying that, Terry, that like
Wardlow. I mean, yeah.
But like with Terry's comment about him being in all black, people are like, "Oh, he dyed his hair and he's all black." Like it's super obvious. I was seeing people posting that.
And honestly, I'm kind of with Burnsy. Everyone's been saying Wardlow doesn't fit in the group, but honestly, I'm kind of on Burnsy.
It makes sense.
It makes sense on several levels. One, I mean, who could possibly hate Max more than Wardlow? And two, Wardlow's literally been saying you're going to lose everything and it's going to be because of me. He's been saying that the whole time. This is just him actually just keeping that promise, which I know in wrestling that's almost never happens. But now that did shock me. I will admit that
a little bit.
Yes and no, but the way that MJF is so beat up right now, I mean,
I think that's the key.
That's kind of the key there. His shoulders taped up, his arms taped up, his whole body. He's just in pain.
Right.
And props to him for performing. It's hell of a run, dude. I mean, just what's up?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I want to agree with you because he's turned himself in from the most dastardly heel. To when he comes back, he's going to be the most over baby face. Like he was already becoming a super over babyface with this run. But when he comes back from this betrayal and the injury, it's going to be like Triple H when he came back from the
quad tear.
The quad tear or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's
going to be crazy.
And even bigger than that is, people saying, "Well, Joe didn't get an ovation when he won." They were in fucking Long Island. It's MJF's hometown.
Okay.
Why would he get cheered
Okay.
if he
Thank
beats
you.
their hometown?
I really do get sick of people forgetting like the town matters. The town
Especially
does
in
matter.
AEW. They make a big deal of that.
Well, I would argue even in WWE, it's starting to get like that more. It's like
but it hasn't been AEW. I mean, you may be right, but AEW is always focused on the cities.
That's
and the
true too, and that's why I think a lot of people thought it wasn't going to happen at World's End because they were in Long Island. They're thinking there's no way they're going to let him lose in Long Island. That's his hometown. The babyface, the hero hometown here always goes over. It's kind of like old school ECW when Shane Douglas was challenging Bam Bam Bigelow, but he challenged him in Philadelphia where Shane Douglas was essentially God. So he was a heel literally all over the country. Philadelphia would die for that man in a heartbeat in those days. So this sort of thing got together. We'll go. Yeah, but
you know it. But it's almost like a teen young adult drama where he finally learned to like open up and be vulnerable, and then he gets screwed over. It's like, well, I learned my lesson.
Hey, I can work with that.
Yeah,
anyway, that's for later. Roll the story. Yeah. That's also that's actually really a really good point too.
It is, but the funny part about it is MJF when he's healthy is going to hit the Uno reverse and going to throw that shit back at Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And everyone else involved in the kingdom with that too.
He's gonna form a new version of the Pinnacle.
Yeah, but possibly, and let's face it, when the way it left for MJF to just leave, the storyline with Samoa Joe is over. Like, wash your hands of that. Now we're moving into how he's going to get back at Adam Cole. And make no sense. Once he's healthy, I don't see him going to WWE at this point. I see him coming back to AEW and continuing this.
Maybe a few years from now, but not
maybe down the road.
But I don't want to take away from the fact that Samoa Joe is the AEW World Champion because that dude, last time he held the belt, a world title, someone mentioned was Impact.
So here's an interesting little tidbit. He's the only one to pull off this Grand Slam. Ring of Honor World Champion, TNA World Champion. Now it's TNA again, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, TNA.
NXT Champion and now AEW World Champion. So yeah,
Vince would have pulled the trigger against Brock. It could have been a full sweep.
If he, dude, don't even get, dude. I could go on a
rant about that. Yeah, so like, if you're worried about Samoa Joe being champion, please, the matches we're gonna get now, bring them on.
I really do think people have forgotten the beast that Joe is. I really do because of the reaction to this him winning. Because everyone's like, oh, why is Joe champion? Because Samoa Joe is one of the best pro wrestlers in the world. He's in my top 5 of all time.
For sure,
Joe is. And if you go back and watch any of his ROH matches, you'll see why. Man, it just works, and especially if MJF is out injured, which apparently he is. I mean, come on, you want a stronger world champion than Samoa Joe? Who?
And the great thing is he can take on faces or heels, like it doesn't matter because of the way he is. So give me Samoa Joe Swerve.
Damn it, Doc.
Samoa Joe Adam.
I mean, that's probably part of it too.
See what you did there, Ted.
Well, no, we'll see, Ted. To be fair, I don't know who's scarier, Samoa Joe or Sweet Tooth. I really don't, because they're both terrifying. Well, and another thing about Joe is that think about that. We could be getting Joe versus Swerve pretty soon.
Yeah.
And if that match don't have money written all over it, I just don't know what match does. I really don't. Joe versus.
Well, what do you think Joe's first title defense is going to be?
If it's not Swerve, ooh.
See, they have some injury. You're right, and they have some, because you would have said, potentially Omega, but he's on the shelf. MJF rematch is on the shelf. Maybe Blackpool Combat Club, maybe either Danielson or Mox.
Maybe Jay White.
Claudio, I'll take Claudio. Yeah, Jay
No,
White.
I mean, did
All
they
right.
save that? Did they save that defense for Revolution? Because that's not till March.
I feel like he'll get one defense in
Before then,
somewhere in there,
yeah,
some
on
random
a Dynamite
show,
or something coming up.
yeah.
So
Yeah. You
Oh, damn,
did,
Terry.
Terry. I forgot all about that.
Wow.
I was there for that. Yeah. And just to recap what he said, Joe, AJ, and Christopher Daniels at Unbreakable, still hands down one of the greatest matches of all time. If you've never watched that match, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go watch that match.
Yeah.
Damn it, Doc.
All right.
It's gonna be a T-shirt I make. Just whenever you're on the show, I'm just gonna go put it on. Just say, "Damn it, Doc."
Mhm.
Anything else about the show, guys?
No, it sounded like it was pretty good. So
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch it. It's been
Same
a crazy weekend. All stuff we do around the house.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, that's true.
I still want to see the Hook versus Wheeler Yuta match and see the result. I'm like, how that
So I
played
guess
out.
we'll hold off on our ratings until we've all seen it. So we'll refrain from ratings for that show today.
Well, if you did watch it, and you're in the chat. Let us know 1 to 5 or 0 to 5. Excuse me. What is your rating for AEW Worlds End?
5 being the best, 0 being the worst. So 0 being the Kevin Dunn Vince McMahon era, and except for WrestleMania 17, that was actually the best thing they ever did together. All right. So
anything else you want to talk about, or are we just about done?
I think that's all for 8 for World's End.
I'm just kidding.
I'd say, you know what? Really? I can't believe that went over my head at first. God.
Oh my god.
But before we move on to Wrestle Kingdom, let's talk about this coming Saturday, Branded Outlaw Wrestling. Jason, you're right. Poor Ibushi. That's apparently he got injured in a match today in Japan, unfortunately, in a match with Namichi Marufuji. By the way, Noah apparently had a great show up until that point, sadly. So hopefully he gets well soon.
Yeah.
Sending out prayers to Ibushi. So this weekend, BOW New Outlaw Order. I'll just run through the matches, guys. We don't have to pick or anything. To start off, one of the friends of the show, Denise Day, is teaming up with Shade to take on Hilda and Anarchid Ash. She, of course, of End of the World Party. This is gonna be fun. It's a call your shot battle. Call your shot. Wow, what did I just say? Tired. Call your shot cup battle royal. Lots of names on it. DeMarcus, Vic Endurance. Just a lot of names, and I'm gonna mess up half of them. So I might not even bother anymore because I'm already in enough trouble with wrestlers when I get their names wrong. Dude, I saw Roxo the other day. Like literally, I was walking into a store. He was walking out. I was like, "Why does this keep happening to me?"
JC, there's a scroll hashtag for that, but
I'll have to find it anyway. Go ahead.
No,
Tommy.
there isn't. No, there isn't. Don't find it.
There's a whole bunch in here.
Jael's defending the BOW Women's Championship against Reza Clark, which that match should be great.
Yeah.
Haas Holding against Cowboy James Claxton. Always great to see James. Fly Def is defending the tag titles against Culture Shock. Born Haters taking on the RWA Outlaws. And Mike, they might be faces this time. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. La Australia is taking on the returning Drew Dredd, who's coming back from injury. He'd been out most of the end of 2023, at least the latter half, as far as I can remember. Boss Baines and Chandler Hopkins. That's going to be interesting. Because okay, real quick before we go on with that, Boss Baines. If you guys haven't seen her interview, it's up right now. Go watch it. And if the opening of the video doesn't sell you on the rest of the video, I just don't know what will. Because first of all, let me tell you, the laugh I have at the end of the opening is 100% real. Oh, is he not gonna make it back? Hollywood just put in the chat, so I don't know.
Well, he's got till Saturday.
Yeah, he's got till Saturday. That's true.
He can make it.
So
he can make it.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. No,
you're right. The opening Boss Baines, because
yeah,
Ted told us what he used for the cold open.
Yeah, and I have nothing but yes.
And I don't want to reveal too much behind the scenes, but after we cut the recording, and he was like, I don't know if I'd gone too far, but he was like, I was rolling. So
No. I can confirm, y'all, he didn't go too far he just towed that line and stopped right there, and I respect it.
And you got to break the plane for a touchdown. That's first and goal. That's
what
true.
This is true.
He's a good dude. He's got some really interesting stories. Like he's been, I guess, because we didn't know him in Texas as much till he moved over here. He did a lot in California and has a lot of experience with a lot of veterans and legends, honestly.
Oh, okay, Terry. All right, cool. I mean, I'm always the last to know, so I don't care. But I mean, it's gonna be a great show either way. Lastly, but
wait, wouldn't two sweet people also be in Japan right now?
You never know. At this point, there's a lot of there's so many two sweet people all over the place, so you never know anymore.
It's a good point.
Young Bucks BOW confirmed.
Race on New Japan Wrestling. Thanks. There you go, Burnsy.
Good job, Burnsy.
And last but certainly not least is what I don't know if it's the main event or not. It's the main event in my mind, and so that's all that matters. Lindsay Snow versus Jordan Grace.
Nice.
I know Burnsy already said it earlier, but I'll say it right now: shuck it, duck it, quack quack. So yeah, that's all that's happening this coming Saturday, guys. It's going to be a great show. Please come on out, support BLW. It's going to be fantastic.
Jordan Grace, if you happen to catch this, if you want to pick up Tommy and throw him in the ring from the outside, because we know you're strong enough, feel free to.
He'll let you.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm kind of conflicted there because I don't necessarily want to get thrown in the ring, but Jordan Grace doing it is actually.
Jason, you're right, but I've always felt like we need to come up with a better term. Because I feel weird saying that. You're right. I know what you're saying. But it doesn't feel the same.
There's no. I don't know.
I don't know if that's me being misogynistic or the other. I don't know. It just doesn't.
We need to let Jordan Grace come up with the proper thing. So
we'll ask her on Saturday.
That's a good question. That's a good one.
I like that.
So
I don't want to ask her that. Somebody else ask her that.
I'm not going to ask her that.
Yeah.
Doc, what the? Okay, Doc, I'll send you a picture of her later, and you make the decision, okay? Because I'm not responding to that at all. Does she look like an adult? Oh God. Wow.
So,
Jason, I thank you. I don't know. This is the most random chat we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
It's what happens when JC's not in charge.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So
what's going on tomorrow night, Tommy? Or this?
Yeah. So moving on, it is time to discuss New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 18. I waited my whole life. No, okay. Dude. Oh my God! The day I ever get to go to Japan for this live, I may or may not come back.
Yeah, we understand.
Damn it, Doc!
Keep going. Stay focused. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So.
She's gonna have to block her.
Yeah. No, blocking her doing it good. She'll make a whole new account.
She's great.
And jump right back in. It she'll do it while we're talking. Mm-hmm. Just make a whole new account. So real quick before we go into the show itself, what Burnsy said in the chat is true. They redesigned the New Japan World site, and it's way easier to navigate. Oh my God!
Good.
Because I logged in because I hadn't logged in a couple months, so I logged in the other day to see how everything was looking. And when I saw the revamp, I was like, "Thank God! I have been dying for this to be streamlined." They finally did. For anyone who has watch ROH, it's pretty much the exact same thing. They've restreamed it to kind of like that exact same format. It's really good. It's really user friendly now, and it's really great to see it. So yeah, still the same price, about $10 a month. I forget how much yen that is. It's like 999 yen, I believe.
Well, I was gonna say it's 999 yen, right? So what the exchange rate is on that? So
you have a visitor, DC.
I know. Go ahead, keep going.
So yeah, me and Tommy envy Emily May right now. Yeah, we do. Jason, you're right. We do envy Emily May right now. She is. out there hosting and having a blast out there in Japan. But she's awesome. She's earned it. So I
100%.
I envy her, but I'm proud of her at the same time. But honestly, I'm just like, give me your career, pretty please.
Yeah, we are. She is a friend of the WrestleCast, and
For sure.
we support all the things she do because she's out there killing it all over the place at every cool wrestling show that happens,
absolutely.
pretty much.
Yeah. So, starting with the pre-show, the New Japan Rambo, which has determined the final four for the King of Pro Wrestling 2024. Of course, last year's was Tai Chi. Sorry, JC, it was not Toru Yano.
Politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
Say WWE's political shit. So.
Politics.
That's
Okay,
nice.
sorry, that was just too funny.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, we don't even know who the hell's all in it. I don't think New Japan even knows. Like the day of, I feel like they almost like kind of just drive around Tokyo. It's like, is that Toki Makabe? Grab him and throw him in the car.
Hey, like you said, we know Chase Owens flying over there, so
yeah,
you know.
Boss
probably
Baines,
find whoever.
Boss Baines might be in it too, for all we know. Honestly,
Toriano better be in the final four. That's all the fuck I care about. So.
I knew he was gonna say that. I hope he doesn't.
The final four is to face Toriano, man. You gotta. He's the final boss.
I agree.
No offense to.
I agree, but again, political shit, you know. So I mean, it's whatever. But
so anyway, no picks on that one, guys. Which and what we are positive is going to start the show. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. The champions, the Bullet Club War Dogs of Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney, defending its catch 22 of TJP and Francisco Akita. Bullet Club War Dogs has been interesting to me because I really did think after Jay White left that either they wouldn't use the name anymore or Jay White wouldn't use the name anymore, and I was wrong on both counts. So the War Dogs have been interesting, but if I had to pick, I would pick TJP and Akita to win it. But no, that's also because I met TJP one time and he's a super nice guy. So I'm kind of biased. Yeah. Did you guys want to pick on these or you want to keep going?
Yeah, first of the year we got to pick on these.
Okay, sure.
So,
okay,
yeah.
What do you guys think? JC, you go first.
I'm sticking with the War Dogs.
Okay.
This is what their fourth defense. They've been doing well. I'm sticking with them. Which, by the way, this match order that's there, this is the order of the show.
Okay. I
love New Japan's website. They say, here's the order of the show. Boom.
Yeah, and they usually always do kick off Wrestle Kingdom with the junior tag belt. So so it's so it's pretty straightforward. Okay. Mike, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Catch 22 for similar reasons. TJP was really cool when I met him.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Next up is the New Japan World Television Championship on the line. The champion Zack Sabre Jr. defending against Hiroshi Tanahashi, who, in case you guys missed it, has been named the new president of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So does he book himself to go over?
That's a very good question. And it's interesting because technically Naomichi Marufuji is the president of Pro Wrestling Noah. And and so it's entirely possible still, but it's very, very interesting position because I know one thing Tanahashi has just been pushing now. He wants to push for New Japan to go international.
Yeah.
So taking on one of the greatest international talents is one way, but I'll go first again, and I'm just gonna say I think Sabre wins this one. Honestly, I really do feel like he's always been able to have Tanahashi's number, and I don't think that'll stop here. Mike, what do you think?
Same. I think it's going to keep it with him. I think Tanahashi's going to start looking at the bigger picture of things as his role as president. So I don't know if keeping a title on him is going to be best for him. So
yeah. Okay, JC.
Sabre Jr. with this president role, Tanahashi's pretty distracted, but I would not be surprised if they booked this to go to a draw time limit because it's only a 15-minute time limit on these TV matches.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I wouldn't doubt just for Tanahashi just to look good, he'd book himself to a draw. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say Sabre Jr. retains one way or another. So yeah.
Fair enough. Next up is a battle of what I'll just call what is clearly the next generation of New Japan main eventers is Yota Tsuji and Yuya Imura. Uemura, sorry. Mike, were you at the show where Yuya was there? He faced Barrett Brown. Were you at that show?
No.
Uemura faced Barrett Brown, right?
Yeah, it was at BOW.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you weren't
I don't remember being at one where Brown was at.
Yeah, so that was okay. That was the one you missed. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of biased on this one, so that's why I think I want to go last on my pick. So I'll start with JC.
Well, you said this is the next round of main eventers. I think Uemura looks.
Yeah, Uemura actually just joined House of Torture just the other day, and Yota is actually he joined Los Ingobernables de Japón. So
okay, Uemura looks more. You're saying like next level of main eventers. The current big main eventer in New Japan is Okada. Uemura looks more like Okada than Yota does, so I'm just gonna go with Uemura to win this one.
That's fair.
That's my reasoning. I'm sorry. It's just he looks more like the typical main eventer on the New Japan type thing. They're going to really want to push.
Well, no, Ren Narita, he actually no, I take that back. Yuya didn't join House of Torture. He joined just Five Guys, and Ren Narita joined House of Torture. Well, Ren Narita is basically a copy of Katsuyori Shibata until he joined House of Torture, in which case now I don't know what it is. But anyway, so yeah, I get what you mean. Mike, how about you?
Yuya.
Uemura.
Uemura, yeah.
Huh.
Tommy?
So undecided. You know what? I'll just make it a clean sweep and go Uemura because I feel, you know what? Yeah, I am going to go with him, and here's why. When Yota Tsuji came back, he got a world title shot like almost immediately and did great. Yuya hasn't gotten that yet. I feel like this will be his launching pad to getting that. And also, he's in just Five Guys, and they kind of look out for each other. Then again, so does LIJ does too, but they tend to let their guys go on their own until they need help. They don't really like help them right away. Okay. So this next match is a little bit of cross promotion happening right now, with Shota Umino, the son of Rich Goose, and of course he's who was Moxley's young boy and surrogate nephew, and with teaming with Pro Wrestling Noah's Kaito Kiyomiya against House of Torture, Evil, and Ren Narita. I'll go first this time because I feel like House of Torture wants to get their lick back because they actually just lost the match in Noah today. So I feel like this will be them getting their lick back. So I'm going to go House of Torture winning this one because of course, our favorite word, shenanigans. So, Mike, who you got?
I don't know. I'm going to go with the team with Shota.
Okay.
Because being with Mox, I think, has done so much for him, or has done so much for him.
Oh yeah, no.
And he's really.
Oh no, no. So like Yota, Yuya, Shota, and Ren Narita, they're like christened as like the guys who are going to lead the new generation. They pretty much already Japan's already said that. So yeah, no, you're really not wrong with either pick, but yeah, I don't blame you. JC, who you got?
Yeah, they got a guest over here from Noah, and I think he's gonna kind of continue his little streak that they have over House of Torture right now. So I'm going with Shota and Kaito on this one. So
I can't wait to be wrong. I really
do. Yeah, I would love to see it. So
all right, okay, moving on. In a match that was made that I was actually there for when they made the match, Shingo Takagi, the never openweight champion, is defending his championship against former champion and member of Grills of Destiny, Tama Tonga. When I was at the shootout, Lone Star shootout in Dallas, after Shingo defeated Trent Beretta, Tama came out and made this challenge, and Shingo accepted. Shingo also said that they'd be back in Texas sometime soon. Can't wait. So Mike, who you got?
I'm going to go with Shingo to hold on to the belt. I don't have strong reasons today, so.
Fair enough. JC?
I'm always a fan of Tama Tonga, so I got to go with him. I really want to see him get this back, and for him to come out and issue the challenge, I want to see that. So, yeah. I just have a feeling these two are going to fight over this belt back and forth the whole year.
I I'm also okay with that, considering it's these two. Terry says God. I'm gonna go with Shingo tentatively. I mean, I could be entirely wrong. You never know. So, but I'll be cool. It's fine if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go with Shingo.
Yeah, then Ted's gonna show up. Yeah, Legacy Ted's gonna show up and say, maybe I should sit at the head of the table, the fantasy football table.
And then for no reason, even though I've never played, my music's gonna hit, and I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna sit cross-legged. The JC's gonna curse me out while Legacy just sits and waves at me from.
It was an up and down fantasy season for me. I really wasn't sure I was going to win when Joe Burrow got injured. That really just killed my quarterback position. But thankfully, I got some good pickups, and this was a hard one because there's only 6 of us in that league. But it was making free agents a prime real estate. So, but yeah.
Plus, Legacy, well. I heard that if JC wins again next year, he beats the all-time number of days as fantasy football champion. So you might have to lose it again next year because they want to reset the record, make a new person. So
acknowledge me. All right.
He's gonna say it. Oh man. So next up is a tag team championship match, winner take all. It's the IWGP Tag Team Champions of Bishamon, which is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, versus Girls of Destiny, Hikuleo, and El Phantasmo, who are the strong open weight tag champs. Damn. It's a really good match. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna pick Bishamon to win. So Goto and Yoshihashi. I feel like they just deserve more big wins at Wrestle Kingdom for as long as they've been there. Hikuleo and El Phantasmo can get something later. But that's just my feeling. But yeah, so I'll go Bishamon. JC, what about you?
This is one I cannot decide. So heads, it's Bishamon. Tails, it's the Gorilla's Destiny here. So here we go. And it's heads, so I'm going with Bishamon on this one. Yeah.
Nice.
This is the only one. Look at this card. I could not figure out.
I've actually this is one of my really tentative picks because I could totally see Gorillas of Destiny winning this one too.
Is there a precedent in New Japan where they just let this go the full 60 minutes and no titles change hands?
Yeah.
There is a precedent.
I don't know if Wrestle Kingdom yet, but it wouldn't be out of their own possibility for that to happen. Like they've had time limit draws before.
It wouldn't surprise me if they pulled that with this.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, they could do that. Mm-hmm. Mike, who you
got? Gorillas of Destiny, because I know who they are. Not gonna lie.
100% fair. I am not even mad at you.
I don't know who Bishamon was or Pokemon.
Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh well, thanks. That clarified it for me. So.
Made it easy for you. You're welcome. So, yeah.
Moving on. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Great. Damn it. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Damn it, Ted. Damn it, Ted. Damn it, Doc.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Hiromu Takahashi defending against El Desperado.
Mm-hmm. Is he underneath your window? Oh, come on. Someone had to get that.
Mm-hmm. I did. That's why I threw in my head. You know what? Screw it. I'm going El Desperado because I would love to see it. I would love to see him get a huge win by himself at Wrestle Kingdom. And Takahashi's done it like what 18 times at this point. He's like
according to the site, it says 8th defense, but he's just been on a tear. So
Well, I don't know. With this current reign, he's been like just
yeah.
I think he means at Wrestle Kingdom. Though.
I mean at Wrestle Kingdom though. Like I feel like ever since he's been back and challenging for that belt, he's been winning it. So I feel like Desperado needs that big win at this point. He's been killing it for the past few years. So I'm gonna go El Desperado to win it. Mike, what about you?
Same.
Okay, cool. JC?
Takahashi until he loses at Wrestle Kingdom for this belt, and there's no way. So I'm just gonna stay with what's working. So yeah.
Fair statement.
Yeah.
Okay. And so moving on to some very, very interesting implications here. The triple threat match of Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley, and David Finlay for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And for those who don't know, as many of you know, this part of the story is the IWGP Heavyweight and the IWGP Intercontinental title merged to become the IWGP World Championship. However, during Ospreay's reign with the IWGP United States Championship, at one point he called it the UK title. That was in his name only. It was still recognized officially as the US belt. However, after his last successful defense, Jon Moxley came out to challenge him, and David Finlay said, "Screw both of you," and beat them up and destroyed both belts with a mallet.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
It was actually kind of surreal because I remember thinking, "Is that a mallet? Did he bring a mallet to do this?" And so, in response, New Japan declared that they would create a brand new championship and they would retire the IWGP United States Championship.
They really have a choice but to retire said championship.
Well, fair enough. They could have just made it a belt, but
yeah.
And for those of you who also don't know this, Will Ospreay has confirmed he has signed with AEW. He is All Elite, but apparently the deal does allow him to keep some New Japan dates. So even though he'll be signed, he'll still be able to show up in New Japan. So don't think it's automatic just because he signed AEW, he won't be there, because apparently the working relationship is something that AEW is still keeping with very much alive with New Japan, and this match is one of the reasons why. With that being said, Mike, who you got?
I think I'm going to keep it with Ospreay. It's going to be a good match. I know Finlay is the one who's going to be there the majority of the time, but I feel like Ospreay has kind of been on a run this year. For a lot of people, Wrestler of the Year, a lot of people, Matches of the Year. I figured kind of almost give it like not an award, but, to keep that going into the new year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm also going to go Ospreay because a lot of the same reasons, and I also feel like that'll make the belt that much more special, because I feel like another thing is he'll bring it to AEW and defend it there, which is, I think, what they're kind of wanting as far as like, why they have Eddie Kingston still as a strong champion, and they had everything with him as the where they put the belt along the Continental Classic, But that's just my feeling. JC, who you got?
I'm just saying with Ospreay, never lost the title. It was just literally destroyed in front of him. But I see him keeping it. And don't be surprised if we start seeing Finlay make some appearances more in AEW chasing after this belt, wherever Ospreay is. So
I need to see him go after Jay White or Jay White go after him. That's what I've been wanting since this happened.
I'm liking this working relationship. I think this is going to be a cornerstone of what they're doing in 2024 with AEW and New Japan, and I think Ospreay is a good link between both promotions.
Yeah, for sure. And this is not taking away from Jon Moxley, who has also been kind of like the wrestling journeyman ever since he left WWE, because I feel like I mean this in earnest, not even as a joke. I feel like Jon Moxley and Rocky Romero are the reason why so many companies are working together now, because those two, as long as they get to wrestle, will kind of work with everybody. I feel like they will do it.
It's a work legacy, but I don't think they should have done it, because this is going to put more hype on their competitors' Royal Rumble match, because everyone's going to think it's MJF showing up.
But does it not cause disappointment when he doesn't, if they get that hyped about it?
I mean, if fans start picking up on it, if they start putting false reports out there, and so who knows?
And JC, honestly, I will contradict you this one thing. I don't feel like it puts more hype on the Rumble. I feel like that's one of the events, like, no matter what company they know they can't touch, is the Royal Rumble, no matter what.
I think the removals will work for sure. So.
I think the removals will work, but I feel like every wrestling company knows maybe you can possibly out hype WrestleMania, because let's face it, we've had some duds some years, but sometimes oh my God, legacy. But sometimes the Rumble is just, even no matter who wins it, the unpredictability makes it that much more special. So
yeah.
And Burns, we covered one of the matches you were talking about, but now let's jump into the next one that you mentioned here. It's match number 2 in the series: Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson, the Rainmaker versus the Goat. JC, who you got?
Danielson got the one on U.S. soil. Okada's going to get the one on Japanese soil. To be honest, right now, with a match like this, with what has happened in Japan after the new year with the earthquake and everything, the fans here definitely need to see a big win by Okada. Plus, it is Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. That asshole does not lose at Wrestle Kingdom, so I'm going to pick Okada to win this one. And who knows, maybe part 3 will be in like some neutral country, and we'll see. So
you just hate on the you just hate on the Rainmaker. I don't know why. Okay, but to be fair, he lost quite a few matches to Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom before he finally got that big win over him. That being said, he won like every single match since then. But no, wait. Jay White did beat him a couple times. No, once. And then Jay White beat him once, and then Naito beat him once after that.
Look, I've been burned on picking against Okada Wrestle Kingdom the last few years. Not anymore. Not anymore. So, all right. So,
but yeah, I'm going Okada as well because I feel like there's going to be a match 3, probably at maybe Forbidden Door 2 or Wrestle Dream or something like that, and there'll be a gigantic blow off in hour-long Iron Man match, which I'd be okay with. Mike, what you got?
Same Okada, pretty much the same reasons.
Hello, Noe Laura, nice night, and thanks for joining us. Who do I say is Mr. Wrestle Kingdom? For my money, it's still Tanahashi.
Okay.
It's no disrespect to Okada and all he's done over the years, but if you're talking like from start to finish of Wrestle Kingdom, it's still Tanahashi, because even when Tanahashi was the main event, he was definitely the one putting on one of the best matches. So Okada is right there behind him to me, and maybe this year will put him over the edge for me, but it's still Tanahashi to me. Because another reason is when New Japan was not the top company in Japan, they were in their slump. Tanahashi was one of the guys who single-handedly made them be better. Like he was like practically grabbing the company, kicking and screaming into being the best company in Japan. So for me, it's still Tanahashi, no doubt about it. Thanks for your question, though. Good question.
Very good question.
Okay, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, and for the few times in several years, the main event of Wrestle Kingdom does not involve Tanahashi, does not involve Okada. It is a rare sight indeed, but it is, and honestly, it's very well deserved that these two are the main event. It's IWG World Heavyweight Championship match. The champion Sonata defending against his former tag team partner, who they also held the tag team titles together at one point, and former fellow LJ stablemate, Tetsuya Naito. Little backstory real quick. Naito actually had a minor eye surgery back in like November, which is why he wasn't on the tour as much, because he was getting that straightened out before Wrestle Kingdom. So he's coming back from winning the G1 as well, and then from the surgery. So it's all the momentum going in. I'll go ahead and kick this one off, and I'm going to boldly claim that Naito is going to win this one and defeat Sonata, because it's Sonata's first time main eventing Wrestle Kingdom. Naito has done it before, and I just feel like this is Naito's time to finally get one of the biggest wins of his career, especially since considering he may probably be retiring sometime in the future. He's been doing this a long time, so you never know. So that's just my feelings on that. Mike, who you got?
Same. I'm gonna go with Naito.
Okay.
Seems like I agree. I don't know as much as you do about his career. I know he's been doing it a while, but it seems like that makes sense there. So.
Yep. Okay, JC.
The way they've definitely promoted this, what this title means, they've kind of used that surgery a bit in their promos too, on him getting there, and It's funny, eye surgery when he does this too, right?
Yeah,
But
that irony was never lost on me, by the way.
yeah, but guys won the G1. I want to see him finish with the main event, so I'm gonna go with Naito, getting the win over Sonata here.
Yeah. So basically, everyone's finishing the story before Cody.
Yeah, right.
Watch out. His kid's gonna finish the story before he does.
Right.
Real quick, I don't know if you guys saw a TikTok of Kofi Kingston, but he wants to do the New Year, and he said finish the story. And apparently Cody was off camera. He said, "Hey!" So
No, on Twitter, someone made a joke about -1. They're like, -1 is the devil. And his mom, Amanda Huber, came out. Was like, I've been saying that for years. I was like, damn, roasted by your mom.
Oh man, she's great, by the way, on social media. She's one
for
of
all she's been through.
For all she's been, she's one of the best positive influences, like just period. And just God bless her.
Yeah.
Okay, so event details for Wrestle Kingdom. How can you watch it? It is this Thursday, January 4th at 12:30 in the morning. Our time. And you know what's funny? That'll seem intimidating to other people, but for me, that's called when I get my good ideas. You can only watch it on New Japan World. New Japan World is a monthly subscription service, streaming service. If you get New Japan World, you get full access to their video library. That means you can also get all their other big shows, all their other tour shows, the G1 Climax, the World Tag League, the New Japan Cup. It is 999 yen. That's about $10 a month for us American fans. It is totally worth the money, 100%. And all you have to do is just no, you're good. And all you have to do is just go ahead and log in, go to newjapanworld.com, set up your service, and you'll be good to go. It's definitely worth it. Terry just put something very interesting in the chat.
By the way, the 999 yen right now is exchanging at about $7 US dollars.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, cool.
Even less.
Yep.
Less than I thought.
Yeah, Terry, if both of them are healthy, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Boy.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it's also neutral ground in a sense.
It is neutral ground.
You know what I mean?
And honestly, by comparison of like how both of them have wrestled in their careers, they both have had stellar matches in the UK for different promotions like Rev Pro and that kind of thing. So honestly, there are probably people in that crowd who have seen them.
You could have stopped if they've had stellar matches.
That's true. I mean, that's a given. Saying Okada and Danielson have had good matches, like saying the sky's blue. Of course it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, I'm down for that. Hold it off all the way till All In. Do it. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Make the fans wait for a good thing. That's fine with me.
Especially because Okada's gonna have some obligations to TNA. He's already booked there, and who knows how that run's going to be too. So
it's good. It's going to book him probably being world champion as the "We're sorry, Okada." it's the "We're sorry, Okada" TNA tour.
Wow.
Ryan Ospreay. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
All I know is All In this coming year could be a huge event, no matter what happens.
It always can. Just the people have to be healthy at the right time. That's always hurt AEW with that and Forbidden Doors. So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and of course, that's the danger of pro wrestling in general. What was I reading? Someone got injured just doing something basic the other day, and it was like,
Legacy, it's late. Don't get him started on this.
Yeah,
please.
I'll make it quick. The Legacy, the short story is when he was in training and they sent him to TNA to get further training, they did not book him well. And when I say did not book him well, that's putting it mildly. They booked him so bad, New Japan basically swore off working for TNA for years until maybe the pandemic hit, and then they kind of had to work with anyone who was willing. That and TNA actually had new management who actually knew how to take care of the wrestlers. That sums it up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now into our 1 minute warning. That is when, if you guys have seen the show before, you know what it is. If you haven't, it's when we get the 1 minute warning to just talk about whatever we want to talk about for a whole minute, like it ever is that short. And that's it. So Mike, do you have anything this week?
Yes, I do.
Okay. JC?
Have at it, sir.
All right, so we're starting the new year. It's January, and there's a whole bunch of rumbles going on. WWE, RCW, and I just need to go ahead and call this now. Bailey to win the Women's Rumble. It's the one thing she hasn't done, basically, besides the WrestleMania main event. And we already know the story was setting up for her in Damage Control. Last couple of weeks, they've kind of made it look more like everyone's on the same page, but the story's there. Doesn't look at the moment like Mercedes is coming back to kind of join her side, but that's fine too, because Solo Bailey having to pay for what she's done for the last few years, in a redemption to come back against Damage Control, and maybe having to beat them individually, very similar to what MJF would make people do, I think would be a great story. And even if it's not the last match on the show, Bailey, Io at WrestleMania, book it now. It needs to happen.
Bailey Io is the main event of literally any show ever.
It should be. But it's also WWE, and The Rock might come back, and Punk is back. So
that's true. Wouldn't it be ironic if Punk, being back, screwed someone else out of a main event, just like when Rock come back happened to him? Wouldn't that be ironic? It would make him the biggest hypocrite.
Just like he told Cena, "You've become what you hate." He's become what he railed against as the voice of the voice.
That would make him the biggest hypocrite.
Yeah.
And the difference is Punk would embrace it and run with such a heel run
true.
with it.
That's true. You're not wrong about that. And actually, that could make it more interesting. I can't lie.
Still true though.
True. And the twist, JC, do you have one this week?
I do.
You can go next.
Tommy can be last this time. Damn it. For me, I just want to shout out MJF. Not just for a remarkable title run career with AEW. And despite what CM Punk said, yes, you're one of the 4 pillars of AEW, hands down. You weren't replaced by Britt Baker. But I do want to say this. If you're not familiar with the Players Tribune, it is a website where players, mostly from the major sports like Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL, hockey even, will write articles. Well, they featured one written by MJF. And for anyone who loves AEW, hates and loves wrestling, it is just a well-written pseudo memoir. You can actually hear his voice as you read it, where he lays out what he's going through, what being with AEW means to him, and everything on the line, and how fans really need to be when it comes to wrestling. Just it's amazing. It's an awesome read. I highly recommend it to everybody to go check it out. Love or hate him, he's MJF, and when his career is all said and done, he should be in everybody's Hall of Fame. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah. So, and honestly, at this latter half of the year, he went from a 4 pillar to like the column.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holding it up by himself, basically.
For sure.
So
for sure.
I'm going to go ahead and say this because I've said this about The Miz and I've meant it every time I say it, but I'm going to say it about MJF now. Everyone who hates MJF now, they're going to have to accept the fact that man's going to go in a Hall of Fame of some kind at some point, and they're going to have to admit later how good he is. People who hate The Miz, who refuse to admit how good he is now, you're going to have to admit it later. You don't have a choice because The Miz and MJF have been consistently, even if their matches aren't 5-star, whatever, what have you, they put on stellar work. They do the job that they are supposed to do every single time. And I mean that in the best way possible. So if you don't like MJF now, that's fine. He still has his heelish ways. But JC, you're right. He put the company on his back this year in the best way and succeeded all throughout the year. I just thought of something. His title reign ended a lot like Samoa Joe's did in Ring of Honor, the very last show of the year, and he lost the belt. Because that's what happened when Samoa Joe's world champion Austin Aries beat him.
Yeah. Kind of worked out that way. If they ever do a forbidden where WWE gets involved, they have to do MJF versus The Miz. They do.
Wait, does that also mean that that Samoa Joe finished the story before Cody did?
Jesus Christ.
And Doc, you like his scarf? I bet you do.
Shit, they don't watch out. Bailey's going to finish that story before he does too.
Mhm.
Dude, at this point, I'm going to finish my next book before and God knows that's taking forever. But that's
All right,
fine.
let's just end it here. George R. Martin is going to finish the 6th book before Cody finishes.
That is the best. I'm tweeting that, and I'm totally tagging you in it.
Okay.
He just keeps.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fair enough.
All right,
Okay.
Tommy. Here it is.
Yeah.
Go for it, Tommy.
Okay, so mine is actually twofold, and it's about the same thing. One half of it is congrats to Eddie Kingston winning the Triple Crown. A guy whose career was he himself said he was gonna be done a few years ago. Then the pandemic happened, AEW happened, and now he's like on top of the wrestling world. For fans like me who've followed him for years, it's where he should be. He deserves it. He's earned it. The other half of that is to the fans who have been complaining about his physical appearance. Thank God social media wasn't around when Mick Foley, Terry Funk, Harley Race,
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, Kawada in Japan. Not Kawada. He was pretty fit. But you guys see where I'm going with this. It's like you're not always going to have guys with the chiseled abs and pecs and everything. It's just not going to happen with everyone, and that's fine. It's pro wrestling. There's a variety. There are people who are taller, who are shorter, and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. My overall point is this: the guy can go, he can wrestle, and he's great at it. Getting hung up on physical appearances. Why do we still do that? What's the point? And it's not that. Of course, it's always going to be a thing, but it's just kind of irritating. Like that's what all people focus on, and especially because there's some people who will say, "Oh, Eddie Kingston looks like this," blah blah blah. Will praise Terry Funk and Mick Foley, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" you in the same breath. Okay, that's just what we're doing. Cool. But that's just my thing. It's like congrats to Eddie Kingston, but it's like I said it's like I said on a video a couple weeks ago. Fans just got to do better. That's all.
I'll say the people that criticize the way Eddie Kingston looks probably look like Kevin Dunn's ugly ass. So just gonna throw that out there.
It's Kevin Dunn with multiple accounts.
Yeah,
he's
I know.
Vader.
Someone had to say it. I'm just throwing it out
Yeah,
there.
and Jason, Vader was an amazing competitor. He just got booked wrong in certain places. WWF.
Him, Hanson, a bunch of guys like that.
Yeah. And it was never about their about their weight or anything because they knew how to move with it. Like if you watch Vader's, like you said, his WCW Japan stuff, yeah, he was a bigger dude. Look how well he was moving. Some of the lighter weight dudes could not do what Vader was doing. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
So as long as they're healthy, that's all I care about. Pro wrestlers, as long as they're healthy, what they look like doesn't matter.
For sure.
All right, you guys. That is our show for this week. Hell, Yoko's in it. Yeah, you're right. Yoko's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestle Kingdom again is this Thursday, morning/night, for us in America, 12:30 a.m. Central Time on New Japan World. Yours truly will be up watching it. I don't know if I can stream myself watching it on my channel. I'll have to look into that.
For it.
Yeah, I'll test that. But yeah, so so we'll be recapping that next week, and also we'll be previewing TNA Hard to Kill. And notice we said TNA. Oh, we all the way back, baby. We all the way back.
Again, how do you not start with TNA Genesis or Regenesis?
Regenesis would have been a great title. You're right. But
in a way, Hard to Kill TNA. So I guess.
Yeah, but I actually was about to say that. But actually, then again, Hard to Kill actually kind of does fit. Damn it, Doc! What? Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Especially you, Doc. Thank you for bringing some entertainment. It's been great.
Oh my
Yes,
god!
thanks a bunch, Doc.
This is what I get for posting about the shows early. I should never do that again.
Love the viewers.
Yeah,
So.
but actually, you know what? In all seriousness, everyone in the chat who joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. It was a blast. It made the show, as always, so much more fun. And next week, of course, JC will be back hosting. But thank you guys so much for kicking it with me as I hosted this week. It was loads of fun. As always, love talking to Talk Wrestle Kingdom. It's one of my favorite shows of the entire year, every year. So with that being said, I believe we're all clear for that. So over here we got Big Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And down here we got JC.
Thank you everyone for watching. Good job, Tommy. Always
Thanks
a
so
very
much.
good host. Yeah.
Yep. And I am that guy, Tommy. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember one thing: pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Boom.
Bang. See you next week.
Adios, Gunther.